Hi guys, welcome back. Eric's UK here with a video response to SameoldJ's post about what character are you currently playing in RPGs. I'm currently playing in a number of games because I have a lot of free time at the moment, so I shall cover those. Every other Tuesday I play in a Dark Heresy game, which for those who don't know is one of the Warhammer 40k RPGs. Basically acolytes to an Inquisitor hunting down heretics and traitors and so forth. Kind of Call of Cthulhu meets Warhammer 40k basically. In this particular game I am playing a guardsman by the name of Cassius Tyrell, and what he's like basically is I decided to play him initially very stereotypical guardsman in the 41st millennium, in pretty much that he expected to be sent to a war zone to be killed, fighting for the glory of the God Emperor, but for some reason something happened to him and he was picked out to serve an Inquisitor, and so initially he was very much a do as you're told sort of character. It didn't matter what was said. If he was given an order, he would do it. The problem is, of the three other characters, only one of them was deemed suitable by him as a commanding officer, because we have an assassin, a former high villainy scum sort of person, and a tech priest. And as far as he was concerned, the tech priest was the most senior of the lot of them, so he does what she told him. It told them rather. Since then he's kind of grown up a bit. He's achieved a few levels basically, and he's now kind of an expendable sort of character, running around with a bloody great big gun shooting the hell out of everything, and enjoying his time. But he's still very much, even though they are inquisitorial acolytes, he doesn't want to know anything. He just wants to know where to point his gun, how many rounds he's going to need. He kind of might sit back and just enjoy the flow of the game. He's not the thinker of the group, but I enjoy playing him. In my friend Chris's Pathfinder game, Alternate Fridays, I am playing a Catfolk Paladin. I forgot to mention this is a Pathfinder game. I can't remember whether I just said that or not. I'm playing a Catfolk Paladin by the name of Gorwar. He's named that. It's not his real name. It's basically the closest humans can come to pronounce it in the common tongue. And his background is that he comes from Garund, which is the southern continent, where villainous members of the Aspis Consortium basically raided his pride's village, because unscrupulous and uncaring people up north like the idea of catfolk skin carpet rugs and things like that, and capes and what have you, and so they basically slaughtered these people, being attacked by the cat here now, for their furs basically. And he was the survivor, and he was found, he was enslaved actually, a few of them were enslaved and taken north, where he was rescued and basically raised from a kitten, as it were. I'm not sure what catling, I'm not sure what the right term would be for catfolk, and raised in the church, so he became a paladin. He's not the catfolk furry looking one in the Pathfinder bestiary either. I see him very much more as a big muscular lion sort of catfolk warrior, and I quite like him. I don't play paladins very often because I generally have a different way of looking at the lawful good alignment than most people do. I'm not quite so stuffy with it, except on a few very few occasions. And I'm enjoying playing him, but that's in the Rise of the Rune Lords campaign. He's only a couple of levels into that at the moment, so he's got a way to go. The other game that I'm currently playing in is another Pathfinder game on alternate Sundays from mine, and in that it's a weird game where we have three characters each, and there are multiple plot lines, and the characters converge and form different parties, go off to their own things. The characters I have in that are Morwyn Avignon, who is a sorceress with the arcane bloodline, and She's the character probably the closest to what I'm. I won't say what I'm like, but in real life, I'm of the pagan faith, and I'm playing her as how that would probably come across in a Pathfinder sort of D&D style world. So she's very much the same sort of beliefs, points of views, and so forth. And she's probably my favourite of the three characters I've got. I really enjoy playing her. The second one is a character called Bruno Odinson, who is a dwarf barbarian, who I've only had for a little while. The prior character that was slain, unfortunately, by a frost giant, I think. Frost giant or frost goblins, I can't remember which. They were both in the scenario, it could have been either. But that's a few months ago now. And Bruno is a barbarian, chaotic neutral, because I've never played that alignment. I thought I would try something a bit different. And he's, up until now, actually this suddenly just was the first time he'd actually used any of his rage abilities, and he's a 4th level character now. Pardon me. And he's pretty much into battle. He just wants to, he's my just run in and smack the hell out of anything for a Pathfinder game. Because I don't normally play that in Pathfinder. I like to play clerics or sorcerers or rogues. And I've never played a barbarian ever, I don't think, under a D20 game, so I thought I'd give it a try. His biggest shtick, I suppose, is he is a follower of the god Grotus, who is kind of like the god of the end times, the end of the world. And in the backstory, not backstory, but in the blurb about this particular god in the Gods and Magic book for Pathfinder, it says that these clerics often stalk the battlefields, looking for those people who are so badly injured and that they can't get up or can't do anything for themselves, begging for help, and they put them out of their misery, not because it's a kind thing to do, but because they failed. They weren't good enough. And so Bruno is kind of like this. He's warned the party that if ever they fall unconscious, if someone doesn't get to them, he will ensure that they go to meet Grotus and have to explain themselves to him. And the same goes for NPCs and villains as well. So he never leaves it. He never wants to take prisoners. He's still, he likes his friends. He likes drinking. He's a typical dwarf. He's not an OTT chaotic neutral character. He doesn't do stupid things. And I wouldn't play him that way. It's just how I like to perceive the character. And the third one in that particular group is a halfling by the name of Merry. Not Merry? Yes, Merry, I think it is. Basically ripped off of Lord of the Rings. And he is the rogue. And he's a good rogue, but he's a terrible combatant, being small and all. Yes. He's I'm trying to think how to describe him. He's a bit of a coward, to be fair, when the situations arise. He'd rather not be the first one to go into the traps. He'd rather not be the first one to have to run in and fight things. But when the chips are down, basically overconfidence surges in, and he'll just walk up to things. I mean, we had one scenario where we were trapped on a demiplane, an ancient demiplane, and we were trying to find a way out, and one of these buildings on this demiplane was guarded by some demon-type creature that was had been set there thousands of years earlier, not to let anyone in. But its role was to stand in front of these doors for eternity, sort of thing. So no one else wanted to go anywhere near it, so Mary pretty much picked himself up, walked over there, swaggered over, pretended to own the place, probably he did annoy the hell out of this thing, but managed to somehow blag his way into getting information out of it, and so forth, which the other characters probably wouldn't have done. They'd have probably been slaughtered, but his bravado and what have you kind of saved the day a little bit. But that's the characters I'm playing at the moment, enjoying every single one of them. Though I have a feeling that Bruno probably won't last very long. I may retire him simply because I'm not enjoying playing the barbarian class. I'm not having an awful lot of fun with it. The character's nice, but I would have been better off as a fighter, I think. Anyway, that's characters I'm playing, and Till next time, take care and good gaming.